Hi everyone! It feels like a super long time since I've made a video. It's been about a month since I arrived in Singapore. So first of all, I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice doesn't usually sound like this. Sorry if I'm a little scratchy. Right, so today I'm just going to update you guys about how it's been living in Singapore for 1 month already. I'm going to focus on the things I'm enjoying so far, so the things I don't like so much coming in a next video, so stay tuned. First of all, I don't know how observant you guys are, but I have gained a little bit of weight, which is usually very difficult for me to do because I have a very high metabolism, and I've always wanted to gain weight because I've always been so skinny. And since arriving in Singapore, I've been eating a lot. So clearly the food here is great. Having to purchase food for one person, it actually works out cheaper to buy food at what they call hawker centers. And those are like outdoor-ish, like canteens with a bunch of food stalls. So it's super expensive to do actual grocery shopping here. And purchasing food for a single person, it's a lot cheaper to just eat out every day at a hawker center. So my favorite thing to order is chicken rice or beef hor fun. I love chicken rice so much. I've only been disappointed in chicken rice once, surprisingly, at the Newton Food Center, Newton Hawker Center, which is the one that appears in Crazy Rich Asians. It does not look like that fancy at all. It's just a average food center, and the chicken rice was really disappointing. The next thing I'm really enjoying is the weather. I think that is you either love or hate it. It's a love-hate relationship with people here. Kind of like durian or thunder rice. The latter, which I haven't tried yet, and thunder rice I really do like, later. The weather, yes, it's very humid. I don't really enjoy the humidity because I'm always like sweaty, and especially in the morning rush when I go to work, the train is full of people, like you're packed close to each other and you're touching other sweaty people. Apart from the humidity, I love the heat. I just don't enjoy the air conditioning a lot because maybe I got sick because of the air conditioning, because it's like really hot outside and really cold inside. It's nice to look forward to not ever having winter. The third thing I'm enjoying is my new room. So I have rented a room and I have roommates, or housemates rather. We're from collectively South Africa, Indonesia, India, and Korea. So very, very multinational, multilingual, and there's a really cute Pomeranian that lives with us. And I'll give you guys a proper room tour later, but for now, this is my desk. I've got some stuff up on the wall just to make it more homely. My bed, but my favorite thing is this balcony I have. Look, it's a makeshift tripod. My tripod is still in the mail. And look at this stunning weather, wow. And the coolest thing is this little window down here, hey, next to my bed. So I never close the blinds. I like to have a lot of natural light. Really enjoying my room. My housemates are super friendly. They keep to themselves in the sense that they are respectful of personal space, but we're all very, very good friends. The Korean guy doesn't speak very, very fluent English, so it's really nice to be able to practice my Korean with him, and sometimes I act as the unofficial translator in the house. Another thing that I really, really appreciate here is the safety. Coming from a dangerous country like South Africa, where I constantly had to look behind my shoulder to see if somebody's following me, to being able to walk here at like 2 a.m. or midnight and not even need to worry about being robbed or stabbed is really comforting. So it gives me a lot more freedom to go out in the evenings, to do things after work. I visited so many exhibitions and concerts and plays and events, which I would never do in South Africa, just because number one, I wouldn't want to go alone for safety issues, and number two, it wasn't really safe to go out at night there. So the other thing I'm enjoying is the availability of things there is to do and see here. So many people say, yeah, Singapore is so small, you're gonna get so tired of it, there's nothing to do here, Singapore is boring. It's only boring if you're a boring person. There's always constantly workshops and events and exhibitions, so I honestly think I'm never gonna get bored here. Recently I went to a theater play at the National Library, and the theater show is called The Transition Room, It was very, very abstract. I think it was a metaphor for life and death in general. Super interesting. I mean, we don't really get all of those opportunities in South Africa, so it's been really great. I'm also really enjoying the greenery. It's so lush here. It's a tropical island. One of my friends recently took me to Gardens by the Bay. It was so beautiful. It's these two huge greenhouses by the bay, and it's so spacious that it feels like you're outside, but the air is very, very cool, and so many species of flowers and plants and waterfalls, and wherever you walk it's just green, green, green. There's no dead plants. It's, well, some places, depends on where you go. I will talk about that in the next video because everyone says Singapore is so clean. It's a very clean city, yes, but I've seen cleaner. I'll talk about that later. And then lastly, obviously I need to mention this one, languages. I am hearing so many languages around me on a daily basis. Super exciting. So majority of my colleagues are, they speak Chinese, but I mean office work is done in English, but sometimes they'll chat to each other in Chinese. I'm very, very shy to speak Mandarin because my accent might not be perfect yet. I still sound very Angmo, which is like foreigner. But it's really nice to hear it a lot because that way I constantly hear words and I start remembering what they mean. And some of you may have seen on my Instagram that I started picking up Tagalog because there are so many Filipino people here. I hear it all the time in the shops, at the bus stop, on the subway, and I've always been interested in Filipino or Tagalog since I was at school in Dubai and I had lots of Filipino friends. And resources have never really been widely available for me, except here. Like I walk into a bookshop and I can find a Tagalog textbook. So that's exciting. Maybe next time I can try pick up Tamil, and I wish I had more time to study languages like Malay and Indonesian. But honestly, my working hours are quite long compared to South Africa. And I get home at the end of the day and I'm very tired, and like when I am free, I'm sick. So I haven't been studying a lot, but I really want to. At least I can hear languages all the time. And what I like about having a morning commute, like having to take the train to work, is I can listen to podcasts, language learning podcasts. Whereas in South Africa, I would drive to work and then I would just listen to the radio or talk to myself in the car. But here I'm kind of forced to at least listen to something because otherwise I'm just standing on the train. So lots of passive language learning happening. And then the last thing I seriously love, kind of connected to languages, is Singlish. I've spoken about Singlish in a previous video. I've actually picked it up very, very quickly because I hear it all the time. My colleagues speak a lot of Singlish. One of my next videos I'll be talking about, I actually wrote it down, 10 Singlish words I love and use. So stay tuned for that video. And sorry for my raspy voice, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm still trying to get proper video editing software, so sorry if this video hasn't been top quality editing. I'm still settling in, so yes, thank you so much for watching. And be sure to check out my website, lindybuitis.com/blog, if you want to read my blog. Sometimes I post little tidbits of my life in Singapore, so thank you.